Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Wilhelm Scream, and welcome back to the channel for more Destiny 2 news and intel. And in today's video, we have a whole bunch of topics to discuss as always. I even took notes again for today because there's just so many. Some of these topics will be for upcoming expansions, some of them for stuff to expect over the next week, and some of them will be for things you probably want to wrap up before tomorrow, Tuesday's reset. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and turn on the bell to post notifications so you never miss out on any future Destiny 2 content like this. You can also follow me on Instagram. It'll be linked in the description box down below. And remember, any of those things I just mentioned will also enter you into any future giveaways on this channel, and we do one every 1,000 subscribers, so you never want to miss out. When we reach 100,000 subscribers, we'll be giving away a console of your choice or a video card if you play on PC. You can also stick around till the end of the video for the secret hashtag you can leave in the comments section down below for another entry into the next giveaway, or you can comment on any of the content or any of the information that we cover in this video, or anything that I may mispronounce during the course of this video. Always interested to hear all your thoughts in the comments section down below, and why not get another entry into that next giveaway. Divine Supreme Lord Sinister joining me over at Devram K, who's going to be not the focus of today's video, but does have some relevant information, or at least is a good visual piece to go along with today's video. So just approach him really quick, and you'll notice he is holding, or maybe you can't really notice because the sky just went dark, but he does have the No Land Beyond in his possession. Now, this has been the only place where you can actually find No Land Beyond in D2, and if you are as old a D1 player as I am, you'll remember that this weapon was, in my opinion, one of the more special in D1. And apparently it is going to be returning as part of the pre-order for the Apollo expansion. Now, I know that Apollo, or Frontiers, is hopefully going to be launching in July this summer, but I'm not totally sure if that's correct. But apparently, yes, it will be a bonus for pre-ordering the Apollo expansion, which should be the first of 2 expansions that we'll get over the course of the next year. Oh, there we go. Thanks for the visual, Devram. Now, there's also, because this has been data mined a little bit, information in the game currently that makes it, I would say, probable that we'll actually get the No Land Beyond during Heresy as part of some quest or mission. So we've seen a lot of things like this in the past, where there was a weapon that was sort of a limited time thing, and if you didn't get a quest or mission done in that time, usually it's sort of at the very tail end of a season, you weren't going to be able to get it unless you did something like pre-order an expansion, and you would just get it for free. So you could either do the mission where you didn't have to pre-order an expansion, or you would have to just buy it. But I don't know if that's exactly how this is going to work. Maybe it'll only be released during the pre-order, or for the pre-order, and then will be made available through some sort of quest or mission later. But there is, you know, some rumors that it will be released during Heresy, so be on the lookout for that. But I thought that was some interesting information that I came across, so I'd share it with all of you. Now, for the next week, we're going to have some new triumphs, and with them a couple of new, I guess you'd call them items, in the game. I'm not totally sure what all of these are going to be for, but I just wanted to hop over and talk about these really quick. So this is all the triumphs for the next week. We have the Heretical Arsenal triumph. We have the Minor Blessing Plenty triumph. Explosive Punch, Value Destruction, Dreadnaught Discoveries, Expert Sector, and Grandmaster. So we, of course, will see the return of Grandmaster Nightfalls this next week. And with it, I believe, the reprise version of the Palindrome hand cannon. We've seen it before, but this will have a whole new perk pool and should be pretty good, especially for PvP. So if you're looking to farm one of those out before the next Trials of Osiris, it will be available in its Adept form from the Grandmaster Nightfalls. So that'll also be a triumph to do, so double up on the rewards from that. The Heretical Arsenal, defeat combatants with Linear fusion rifle final blows. Bonus progress in episode Heresy activities or by defeating Guardians. This challenge offers a special master-worked reward in additional origin trait. With an additional origin trait. It's the Eyes Unveiled. I'm not sure if that's I think it's a linear fusion rifle. This one kind of stuck out to me. The Minor Blessings Aplenty. Complete the Nether activity with a large number of minor boons stacked in a single run. And this will award you the Churro of the Nine. Now, I don't know if people have been receiving this already or if this is going to be a new thing. I believe it's a new thing, but you can let me know in the comments section down below. I have yet to receive one of these myself, so that's why I think it's a new thing, unless there's just some triumph that I'm missing. But very curious, not sure what this is actually going to be for, but anything that has the 9 in it, I pay attention to. As many people know, my favorite vendor, and I'm sure your favorite vendor as well, Xur, is a agent of the 9, and the 9 have just always been a very unique group in the Destiny 2 lore. Shrouded in secrecy, we never really know exactly what their motivations are, but they definitely seem to work outside of the bounds of the war that we're usually fighting, which is usually the light and darkness. They're kind of not in that group. And there has been some other interesting information related to upcoming expansions that really, I think it really shows that the 9 are going to be much more involved than they were even in the past when we had them during the Prophecy raid. They were sort of one of the main figureheads around that. Certainly you run into a giant agent of the 9 or one of the 9 like heads at the end of the Prophecy dungeon. So I think bringing them back into the lore is going to be a good thing, and they definitely seems like that's the way we're going, at least in the next expansions. So that, with No Land Beyond, I thought were just a couple of interesting things. But you can let me know exactly what you think this is for in the comment section down below. I'd really be interested to hear your thoughts. We have the Explosive Punch Triumph in the Nether. Defeat combatants with grenades or melee final blows. Additional progress is if empowered by various boons, melee or grenade recharge. We have the Valued Destruction as a fire team. Break destructible hive ritual jars in the Nether for extra ammo, healing orbs, or sometimes minor boons. And then we have the Dreadnaught Discoveries. Complete more secrets around the Dreadnaught. Find collectibles of any type around the Dreadnaught. Complete Lost Sectors for the Expert Lost Sector. Pretty self-explanatory. And then we have the Grandmaster. In terms of this particular triumph, there was something I wanted to just make aware from my fellow warlocks out there. You might want to try this particular combo that I have equipped on my subclass at the moment. The magnetic grenades as well as Chaos Accelerant. This apparently got a huge buff, and if you can get all 9 of these, I believe you get 9 with the magnetic grenades now versus 6. If you can get all 9 of them to hit on even a champion, it instant shots them. So just one shot kills even, a champion level enemy. So you just have to make sure that 8 out of the 9 hit, and you'll be able to one shot really any major yellow bar enemy. So it might come in handy for that triumph. I know Voidwalker is not something I've gone back to in recent memory just because I love Prismatic, but I might find myself doing that as well this weekend. Now, quickly, we're going to head to the tower. First, we're going to go to orbit really quick because there is something I would like to show everybody, but for some reason, whenever I try to load any one of these items up when I'm not in orbit, they just don't load. But I have been given the tip that going to orbit and then trying to look is really the best way to do it. So, if you head over to your store, and I did talk about this a little bit on my Friday Xur video, you'll notice that we have a new skimmer for sale. Now, I believe this is only the 4th skimmer that has ever become available, so it might be worth taking a look at. It is for silver, and I never encourage anybody to buy anything for silver, but I thought because I wasn't actually able to show it in that video because it didn't actually load while I was trying to record it, I'd do you all a favor and just show you this because it is very cool. And if you're not somebody who has one of the skimmers, if you weren't able to buy the Xurf board, or if you weren't around during the first Guardian games, we might actually get a skimmer back because we will have Guardian games again. This is a very cool one, and skimmers are just awesome. In one of my recent videos also, I talked about how cool I thought it would be to have SLR come back, especially with skimmers now in the game, and just all the different sparrows overall that we have. I think it just kind of lends itself to that game a little bit more than we had in D1, so I would really like to see it come back. And apparently a lot of people wish it would come back, so if you're another one of those people, if you have any thoughts about whether or not it should just be sparrows only if it did come back, or there should be skimmers as well as sparrows, or maybe 2 different playlists, one for the other. I don't know if there's enough skimmers in the game really for that specifically, but I'd be interested to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Over for Bright Dust, I did also want to talk about this really quickly because I thought it was very cool. We have a sparrow for sale that is basically, and now I don't know if anybody watches Formula One, but this is kind of an homage to the new team up of Lewis Hamilton and Ferrari. So if you don't watch Formula One, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But a very prominent race car driver has just joined what is probably the most legendary Formula One teams for sort of the end of his career, or what probably will be the last team that he actually races for during his career in Formula One. And in doing so, I don't know if this was meant to be this way, but it's kind of a sneaky way of doing it. His number is 44, by the way. That's his racing number, and it is red. And this is also sort of the Ferrari red that they're going to be running this year. So I thought that was kind of cool. Also with the white, which is going to be one of the accents for the Ferrari car. And tell me this doesn't look like a Formula One car with a big wing on the back. Anybody out there who likes racing, you might not have just put these 2 things together. I don't know, but I thought it was very cool. So if that interests you, that'll also be leaving us tomorrow at the weekly reset, as well as all these other Bright Dust ornaments, as well as sparrows and whatnot. We're going to head over to the tower really quick and talk about probably what I would say is the main topic of today's video, even though I've already covered about 3 topics, I know. But one thing that you definitely don't want to miss before it leaves tomorrow, and I think I might have understated this the last couple of times I've covered this particular weapon, but it is absolutely amazing, and you probably want it before the next Trials of Osiris, which we'll get next weekend, because I know you're going to be coming up against a lot of them in Trials. But also for my PvE players out there, it is just a great go-to to have in your arsenal for endgame activities. For the upcoming Nightfalls, I think it's going to be very helpful, especially with the Champions mods. And I know we've had Nightfalls already, but you don't really get into the true meta of what is the Nightfall until the GMs are actually released. And then you really kind of see what is doing decent and what is doing really, really good. Because whatever does good in GM Nightfalls is really all that matters. There's a lot of stuff I think that can do fairly well as far as loadouts and weapons are concerned for the lower level Nightfalls, but you'll see a steep learning curve when it comes to GMs. You can't just run a, pretty good build. It has to be very much in the meta of the season. And I think this one will be. At least a couple of the weapons that are for sale will be. I will also be interested to see what the new perks on the Palindrome will be. I'm sure that they've already been released, but I kind of am a little in the dark on that. So if you do know exactly what the best perk coming for the new reprised version of the Palindrome is, you can let me know in the comment section down below. But over at Lord Saladin, our favorite Titan, of the many Titans, I don't know, maybe Same 14 is our favorite Titan, I'm not sure. Let me know what your favorite Titan is, Titan specific, that's in the tower on occasion in the comment section down below. But we had, of course, Iron Banner this week, and Iron Banner is ending tomorrow at Reset. This weapon, the Peacebond, which you can get at, this is rank, what rank is this? Rank, I believe that's rank 7. Is absolutely amazing. Even the just out-of-the-box one that you can get from Rank Rewards is probably one of the best PvE ones that you can get. Desperado is a very good trait, but you really want the headstone. The headstone is going to be the thing. It's because the amount of times that this is going to proc, you'd be very surprised. And it's procs even more just because of the nature of this weapon, which is the 3-shot burst. And, you know, with that, you'll be able to get a lot of headstones, and it'll do a lot of AoE damage for you. It's really good for ad clear, but this procs more than it would on other weapons simply because of the 3-round burst nature of this sidearm. Hits like a truck. Don't miss out on it. I have a couple of my favorite roles that I've been running with, one for PvE and one for PvP, just on my person really quick. I thought I'd share those with you. So this is my, or will be my go-to PvE role. This one with Rhyme Stealer, as well as I said, Headstone. This is just sort of an add to Headstone. If you can get a role with Rhyme Stealer on it, I think it's probably the best for PvE. But if you can't, the Headstone perk, the one, like I said, just from Rank Rewards, is going to be very, very good. And what I mean by good is it will be good enough to bring into a GM with you, for example. But this, I think, is just a little bit better. And then for PvP, which really is, I think, also one of the best things about this weapon, is it's good for both. And I talked about this last time, but this weapon has a point, I believe it's 0.43 time to kill. I think that's the fastest in the game, or at least tied with the fastest in the game. If it's not, let me know in the comments, but I believe it is. But mine I have with Zen Moment and Headseeker, and this thing has been destroying an Iron Banner. So definitely pick up one of these if you can. I would say the one from Rank Rewards, though it's probably more favored towards a PvE style play, it will also do good in PvP just because, again, of the nature of this weapon. The 0.43 time to kill, I'm sure will drop off a little bit depending on the perks, but I'm sure it'll still be at the slowest, maybe a 0.5 time to kill. We also have the Warlord's Spear Trace Rifle, a new trace rifle, which comes with some interesting stuff. This can come with Detonator Beam or Jolting Feedback. Both of those perks are probably, I would say, the best two perks, good perks for PvE. I don't know if this is going to be a GM weapon, though. But of the two, you know, they would be the two that I would be on the lookout for as far as in the third column. Envious Assassin is decent, but I actually like the Jolting Feedback a little bit more than the Explosive Detonator. Or Detonator Beam, excuse me. Just because it seems to proc a little bit more and seems to do a bit more AoE, sort of chains a little bit more. So of those two, those are probably the best two perks for that column, but jolting feedback, probably the best. But you can get one of these, I believe, at rank 4, so just pick it up. It's not going to be a bad thing. It will be very decent for, I would say, normal or maybe even dungeon level PvE content. And then quickly, for the upcoming week, I believe we're going to have the Hypernet Current as the Nightfall and GM Nightfall for the first time. I am not a fan of this particular strike. It is a very difficult one, so I will probably put out a video about some cheeses, tips, tricks, some glitches that you can use in it for, you know, the remainder of the week. I don't know if it'll be released tomorrow at reset, but I'll try to get it out. Let me know if you'd be interested in that in the comments section down below. There's a few, I think, very helpful tips for this particular strike that will help on any difficulty. And one more thing that I did want to cover that will probably also help tomorrow in the GM Nightfall, but probably just in general moving forward. I have talked about how the Titans are very much the go-to meta at the moment, with just the increase to their talent tree and the way that the artifact is working. It is Titan season out there. So again, over on your artifact, if you are a Titan, make sure that you have Volatile Marksman, because this is working for Arc as well as Void. That is a glitch. And, you know, if you've been playing any Iron Banner and you've gotten killed with a Thorn by a Titan that was hiding behind a shield, I'm sure everybody out there knows why. But that is going to be also a very good go-to for the Nightfall for the coming week. The last thing was that glaives and swords, remember, have been, well, they've been glitched since the beginning of the season, but now that glitch has become a feature. So any sword or any glaive specific to a class can now be used by all classes. I think this is really most prominent with the exotic swords, or excuse me, the exotic glaives from, I think, way back in Witch Queen. Remember, all of the Banshee loot will also be rotating. But make use of those things. And the very last topic that we're going to discuss is just remember that Xur is also leaving us tomorrow. So if there was any of the loot that you were looking to pick up before then, make sure to head over to Xur right now. And if you're a Titan who doesn't know exactly what I'm talking about, remember that Bolt Charge, that is very, very broken at the moment. It is going way too fast, and it is just incredible with the Thorn. So great for PvE as well as PvP. It's going to be amazing in the Nightfall, I'm sure, and the GM Nightfalls in the upcoming week. And that is going to conclude all the information in today's video. Hopefully you found something in this video helpful. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and turn on the bell to post notifications so you never miss out on any future Destiny 2 content like this. You can also follow me on Instagram. It'll be linked in the description box down below. And if you've watched to this point in the video, you can leave a hashtag Heresy or hashtag The Final Shape, or a hashtag, what's coming up in this upcoming week? Maybe Trials of Osiris, because that'll be coming back, or hashtag Nightfalls, or hashtag GM Nightfalls, or Grandmaster Nightfalls. Any of those things in the comments section down below, or of course anything that we discussed in this video. If you would love to hear some comments and some feedback on it, that will also give you another entry into the next giveaway. And once more, I'm Wilhelm Scream. Thanks so much for watching as always. And of course, we will see you next time. Look out for that GM video possibly tomorrow. Little